around on this channel if you want to become the best version of yourself from someone who will not lie to you. Me, I'm not a liar, I'm a truther. Even when things go wrong and like terrible things happen, tell them.
Very bad.
When terrible things happen, even when you feel like you're at your lowest point, like, welcome to Waves Unleashed, and I'm about to unleash some waves on you. I've been meaning to say that for so long, guys. Oh my gosh, I've missed making, I feel like these bracelets are gonna jingle a lot, so let me take them off. Let's get them away. I've missed making videos for this channel so much. I love creating this type of content, just helping people, making self-development stuff to become more resilient and get through all these crazy things that we go through in life. Because when I tell you, I've changed completely as a person, and I really thought that I had this identity of being someone that is just, you know, I know what I want and I know how to get there and I can plan things out, and, you know, I had this identity of being type A and, you know, we can make it, we can get through all these hard times. But the last 2 months have really tested me. I went on a trip recently. I don't even want to waffle. I do not want to waffle. I went on a trip recently and I literally was so unwell in my stomach, and it made me realize what life really is. It made me realize that life is not what we think it is. I was just happy to have my health. In the moments where I was not in pain, that was just beautiful to me. That was wonderful. That was amazing. That was what life is all about. I went on holiday and I didn't even eat properly, guys. I didn't even eat properly. Can you imagine? You go to Cyprus and you just want to eat all the food, because that's where my dad's from, you know. I've never actually been there. My dad's adopted, and I wanted to go out there and try the food and tell my dad, I've tried this, I've tried that, but I've got all these stomach issues, because hot girls have stomach issues. They do. If you've got stomach issues, you're a hot girl. But let me tell you something, life will find a way to get in the way, and you need to decide what kind of person that you want to be when it comes to those situations that are inevitable. It's completely inevitable. You cannot be perfect, and this is something that I've got wrapped up in for the past few months, trying to be perfect for this holiday, because I'm a girl with stomach issues, and, you know, I went through really bad stomach issues a few years ago, and I still have the trauma to do with it, you know. Sometimes I get so worried when it comes to going to events that I just don't eat properly because I'm worried about getting stomach issues. But that just made it worse. I was making myself worse. I was stressing myself out more by trying to be perfect. And my boyfriend said something to me. He said, you trying to be perfect is actually making things not perfect for you, because you're just trying to control everything. Sometimes we just need to be. And I've been listening to Eckhart Tolle. I don't know if you know Eckhart Tolle, but I used to always listen to him, The Power of Now. Read that book, listen to it, it's an audio book. But he talks about just being in the present moment and letting go of the future and the past and everything, and just being, actually realizing that right now, you watching this, you're just being, but you've got all this stuff going on in your brain, the future, the past, or what if. Well, maybe not, but stop trying to figure it out. And that's something that I've been doing, and I put myself in such a place of honestly just feeling like I was stuck. I started this job, I was really enjoying it, but then I started to feel like my routine was all over the place, and I stopped working on my business, I stopped eating properly, I started just feeling like, what is the purpose? And then I realized this is what happens when people get depressed. This is where people get stuck and they don't find their way out, because what has been a real revelation for me is that you need to stop yourself in those moments. You need to force it. So in this video, I'm going to tell you some things that have really helped me in the past literally 2 days. We're on day 2 of me starting and feeling better and coming back from a deep rut, a place where I was just so low and feeling less purpose in my life. And I've realized a few things which I always talk about, but we can easily forget them here. So I'm going to remind you, purpose is so important. We need purpose in our life. If you don't have purpose, you need to make it. You need to write a list. You need to make a goal. Now, I know it's very easy to say that, but when we fall into a depression or a bad place or a rut or whatever, we don't want to be making lists. We don't want to be planning goals. We don't want to be doing any of that stuff, but you need to do it. You need to do it. But before I get into all of that, I just want to quickly tell you that I went on this trip and I had the worst pain ever. And when I was on the flight, I was thinking, yeah, I'm just not going to eat because food can't trigger me if I don't eat. That was me trying to be perfect, right? You see what I'm getting at here? Then I got there and I was in the worst pain ever, and I've ordered so much clothes for this trip. I've been planning it out, thinking, yeah, this is going to be the time where I'm going to relax, get there, have a nice time. What happens? The first day we can't even go out. We can't go out all day because I'm in so much pain. We didn't even get around to doing all the activities that I wanted to do because I didn't want to go too far. I was feeling nauseous. I was feeling sick. Every time I would eat, my stomach was swelling up. I was just feeling gross. But I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna have to take what I can get and make the most out of life. And one thing I realized is that the less that I try to push the situation that I was in away and try to, you know, fight it and deny it, and why is this happening to me, and go into this place of deep despair where I would ask the universe, why me, I would literally say this. When I actually just embraced it and said, you know what, as long as I feel okay, that's the most important thing. And you know what, at first I wasn't doing great with it. I would go out to the beach all day and I'd be hungry, but I'd be like, you know what, at least I'm not in pain. And then I started to think, you know what, it's nearly the end of the trip. It's like a few more days. If I get worse, I'm gonna try and eat more food. And I realized when I came to it from a place of just, you know what, if whatever happens, I was less stressed and my body had more time to heal. And that shows you that trying to be perfect is actually going to make things so much less perfect. Sometimes the imperfection is the perfection, because we're not trying to control. And when you try to control, you're living in a place of lack. And how are you going to be happy in a place of lack? So you need to actually allow yourself to not need everything to be perfect. That's the beauty of life. That's the beauty of being. That is the beauty of being, and that is something that I'm coming to a realization of. There was a moment where I realized this, and I'm going to put that in this video right now. You're going to see it. I just want you to see how I switched, and I really want to help you now, because we're coming out of this together. Where are we going? To the sea. We're going to the beach because I've been feeling so unwell for literally this whole trip, and I prepared for it for months, and then instead of getting here and feeling good, I got here and I felt like and I've literally cried every single day since we got here because I've been in so much pain. But I've decided, you know what, I'm just gonna make a video. And we're gonna make this better, and we're gonna do this whole self-improvement thing, because that's what this channel is all about. So if I'm gonna be self-improving, then I need to be doing it myself as well, which means life is not perfect. You know what, who cares? I'm looking to see if people are looking, but I actually don't care, because I'm in a foreign country, number one, and number two, life is not perfect. Okay, I'm waffling now. I'm done feeling sorry for myself, even though I'm in so much pain. I don't care. I'm going to do the things that I want to do. This is basically just to show you that no matter what you're going through, even if it's a lot of pain and you feel terrible, you can still have a good time. You can still make the best of it, and that's what we're gonna do. Okay, is that what we're gonna do? Yes. So we're going to the sea. We've got some shoes that we bought for £10 from Boss Man. I will show you them. Look at us, fashion. So we put our feet in the ocean and that felt good. So that's a win. I'm taking whatever wins I could get on this holiday, because I've had a lot of L's. What have we had? L's. Big losses. On the first day I literally stayed in bed all day because I was in so much pain. Josh, my beautiful boyfriend, that's him, he went to the pharmacy for me. He got everything I needed. He got me all the medication. This is a good boyfriend right here. But yeah, I was really down, and then we went out in the evening and I was so grateful to feel better, but then the pain came back. Basically, I have really bad stomach issues. They really badly flared up and I've been in a lot of pain. Even when things go wrong and like terrible things happen, tell them.
Very bad.
When terrible things happen, even when you feel like you're at your lowest point, like with me, I've barely been able to eat this holiday. I was excited. I bought all my outfits. I was looking forward to this trip. I got everything. And he's taking pictures of me filming my YouTube video. He's literally got pictures of stuff. But even though things have been so bad, in the moments where I'm not in pain and we're by the beach, or like we were out earlier and I was able to have like half a sandwich and just had a hot chocolate, or like I bought myself some bracelets, my mum some stuff. Those little moments were what life is all about, and I forgot that within everything, your health is the most important thing. Your health is the most important thing. So no matter what you're going through, if you have your health, do not take it for granted. Not to invalidate what you're going through, because whatever you're going through, it might be really hard, but just remember that your health is the most important thing, and to find beauty in the small things, of small moments where life is okay. And I think when you go through something really hard and you start to look for those moments, you appreciate them so much more. And just like that song says, no happiness without no sadness. Go listen to that song, because that's exactly how I'm feeling. Whenever I'm sad, I'm like, when I'm happy, I'm like, okay, I needed to go through that, so I need to go through this in order to like really appreciate life, because there's so much beauty even when things feel really hard. So I'm right there with you. And also, this guy, best boyfriend ever, he's been taking care of me. But even if you don't have an amazing Josh, which I'm very lucky to have, you've got me and this channel, and I'll be your Josh. Everyone needs a Josh. I'll be your Josh, okay? Love you. Mwah. Keeps doing that. She keeps doing the peace sign. Put it away. Okay, now you know what I've been going through and how low of a place I've got to lately. When I tell you it's been low, and I'm going to be transparent with you because this is real. Even if you're working on yourself, you can still get to a very low place. And even if you identify with being someone that's very resilient, very confident, very hardworking, you can still get to a place where you become, you know, you go inwards. You don't have any purpose. You lose sight of what you want to do and what's the point. This is why people get depressed. But one thing that's really helped me, first thing I'm going to tell you that has really helped me, is when I came back from this trip, I had this idea that I'm going to come back and I'm just going to eat whatever I want. I'm going to allow myself. I'm not going to restrict because I'm worried about my stomach. If I want to have a certain food that I'd be scared to eat, I'm just going to eat it because I have no plans going on. But what happens? Life gets in the way. I have plans. I have plans this weekend. I've got two days on the week, 2 parties, things that I've been invited to. And I'm literally... I'm not going to do what I usually do, where I worry about being perfect. I'm just going to have what I want to have. So I had coffee yesterday. I had something with a bit of spice in it. I had tomatoes, you know, all these things that I'm worried about my stomach. I was like, you know what, I don't care. And I didn't have any problems from this because I've not been stressing out about it. Now, you might not have, you know, gut problems or stomach issues or whatever. This is just an example, but this shows you that me just saying, you know what, if it happens, it happens. I don't need things to be perfect, has allowed me to stress less. So I want to give you this example. But your example could be something like, okay, you want to be perfect for this interview. So you want to do everything right. You want to avoid doing the wrong thing. And then you go in there and then you mess it up, or you mess it up. But if you just go in there and say, you know what, whatever happens, happens. I'm going to prepare a little bit, but I'm going to be a bit more easy breezy. I really truly believe that's why I got this job, the one that I have now, which is actually a pretty nice job. So I'm telling you now, the same with anything in this life. If stop trying to force everything, allow it, try things, do things that you want to do, go for it, but don't do it from a place of lack and that, you know, it has to be perfect. Things don't have to be perfect. So that's one mindset that I'm shifting, and I found that I had such a good day, one of the best days that I've had in a long time yesterday, because I allowed myself to do things without trying to be perfect. And that's something that I think is the root of a lot of suffering, because being perfect means that you want to be in control, but we don't need to be in control. You don't need to be in control of everything. Don't get it twisted. And now the next thing that's really helped me is changing my space. Now, when I tell you guys, I said to myself on the flight, just a random thought, literally, I think we were like on our way back from Cyprus, and I said, when I get home, we're gonna rearrange my room. I'm gonna rearrange my room. I'm gonna move the furniture, even though where my bed is right now is less practical where it was before, but it's different. It's like feng shui or whatever you want to call it. It's just made a whole new vibe in the room. Now, I know I've talked about this on this channel before because I'm famous, okay? People are watching these videos, even if it was 43 views, 10 views. I said it before and I'll say it again. You need to change your space to refresh your mind, to be looking at something different, to be feeling like you're in a new chapter, a new era, a new vibe, whatever you want to call it. So change your space, do something different, change the bed, change where the drawers are. If you don't have any room, put stuff up on the walls, you know, change your sheets, buy some new sheets online, and just do whatever you can with what you have and just rearrange your space. Okay, that's a great tip. Okay, it will make you feel fresher, newer, and make sure it's clean. Make sure it's clean and have areas set out. So I've got my desk over there, and that's where right now I'm working on my mental health. I'm journaling. I'm having a time for myself every single day on my new plan, which I made to tick off, work on yourself, do this course that I'm doing to help myself mentally, and I have to work on it. I have to spend that time, and that makes me feel like I'm doing something good for myself. Even here, I've got my, as you can see, I've got my little mantelpiece, and I've got a picture of me and Josh from holiday, and like just everything has its place. And then I want you to make a plan. Now, a plan, when I say a plan, I want it to be just a very quick plan. I'm talking like couple things that you want to tick off. Now, have non-negotiables and then have things that you would really like to do, but it's not going to be the end of the world if you can't get it done. I always say this, but just have like kind of like a hierarchy of things that need to be done. Like for me, I have my nerva meditations, which is like 15-minute meditations every single day for my gut health and like my gut brain axis, something that I really wanted to try, so I'm doing it. Then I have, you know, work on my course things like I just mentioned, and that's something that I have to do. And then I have Pilates on there, like doing Pilates workouts at home. That's not a non-negotiable, but it's something that I really want to try and incorporate. But on the days where I can't do everything, which I'm trying to get everything in, but obviously we don't want to get burnt out, that's not going to be my main goal. It's going to be a goal, but right now my mental health is key, but then Pilates is still key, right? So it's like, don't give yourself too much pressure to get everything done, but just have it there and try to do your best. Like yesterday I did an ab workout, for example, a Pilates ab workout. Today I don't feel so great. I feel a bit under the weather, so I'm not doing that. So it's just about having goals that are in line with how you want to feel. Now, another thing when it comes to making this list, make it in line with a purpose towards your future. Now, I underestimated how much not working on my nutrition business and not working on this channel would affect my mental health. And you think that when you're in a bad place, oh, you need to rest, you don't want to get burnt out. And listen, you don't want to go the other way, because sometimes I go so far the other way where I'm like, come home, make content, do this, and I've been working all day and I don't give myself any time to rest. But so it's like, we don't want to go too far that way, but we also don't want to go too far this way. So you want to find somewhere in between, which is why you have those non-negotiables and those ones that you can give yourself a little bit of leeway for on that plan. Make it a table, make it a tick off list. I have plans and other videos that you can download just to see the way that I've structured it. But really don't underestimate the power of purpose. Having a purpose, having a goal. And now if you don't have one, that means applying for other jobs. If you've got a job, your dream job, have a certain amount of time every single day that you need to be doing that. That means working on your mental health and trying to make all your spirituality and having a time in the day where you really work on that, because you want to elevate yourself, make yourself better. Have some sort of hobby that you're going to learn and you're really going to educate yourself. You're going to spend an hour of it a day doing that. Or a business that you're going to start and you're going to spend an hour of it a day researching, understanding, something that you're going to throw yourself into, get passionate about, and really find purpose. Even if it's just training for some sort of marathon or whatever you want to do, find some sort of purpose and something to stick your teeth into, and you will find that it will benefit your mental health tremendously. It's only been one day, Sundays, when we rearranged my room, and things feel different. Okay, things feel different. And the thing is, I know you might say, oh, it's only been 2 days, how can she be giving me this advice? Because it works for me every single time. And every single time I remember why I always preach this and why I made this channel, because it works. And I will not stop screaming this, that you need to romanticize your life. Another point I'm just going to quickly throw in here: make a Pinterest board. Download Pinterest, just add some pictures on there. Make a Pinterest board of things to romanticize your life. If you're a boy, listen, make yourself a collage if you don't want to be like all Pinteresty, but Pinterest can be for boys too. I don't even know if boys watch this channel, but I'm pretty sure they do, because I had some men comment on how I manifested my dream man boyfriend. Anyway, I feel like I've helped you at this point with all this advice, so take it in, breathe it in, and understand that you can change the trajectory of how things are going for you right now by just shifting your mindset, deciding. It took me literally 2 months of being in this slump, 2 months of being in this slump, avoiding my business, neglecting my mental health, coming home from work and just being like, I'm just going to chill because I can't do anything, feeling anxious at the thought of starting to post again, starting to make content, feeling in a rut. I know that's what you feel right now. If you feel this feeling of like, oh, I want to do this, but I feel anxious when I think about it, so I'm just going to avoid it. Listen, that's not helping you the way that you think it is, and you need to go through the anxiety and get to the other side to actually feel better. So you need to force your way through that blockage and actually allow yourself to feel that and come through it. You can do it, I can do it, we can do it. Welcome to Waves Unleashed, and I'm going to be posting more videos. So let me just say it really quickly. Welcome to Waves Unleashed, and I've just unleashed some waves on you. Self-development. That's what we do over here. So subscribe.